Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the Marvel Legends Series X-Men 97 Jubilee. Let's get into it! Let's start things off with a look at the packaging. And here we have, up here, Marvel Studios, the X-Men 97 logo. Nice illustration, animated style of the core team of the show. Then over here we have a nice illustration in the animation style of Jubilee. It says Jubilee right here. 4 and up. Warning, don't stick things in your pie hole if they don't belong there. Nice big blister showcasing the figure and her accessories. Down here we have Hasbro print and the assortment number if you need that kind of thing, or assortment numbers. On the back, Marvel Legends Series, and it's in its own little nice box there. The X-Men circle logo, we've got a nice little lightning bolt looking piece here, and around the cross sail. As well in the cross sail is Logan, Jubilee, this figure, Morph, Emma Frost, Sunspot, and Cable. Also available, each sold separately, subject to availability. Then over here, we've got another little lightning bolt kind of line, Jubilee. Attention, don't stick things in your French pie hole, especially if they don't belong there. Warning, attention, Octoon, don't stick things in any other language pie hole that do not belong there. Don't give it to babies. Recycle it. Small, fine, legalese, made in China print. Symbols I'm not going to learn. A barcode. Hasbro print, Marvel print, some more small, fine, legalese print, and whatever that means. Recycle it, maybe? I don't know. But anyway, my friends, that does it for a look at the packaging. Let's take a look at the figure and her accessories. And first up, let's take a look at the effects hands. And you know, this is a piece that we have gotten before, but I think with the colors in it, I think this is actually a better looking piece. And I'm guessing that the hand is probably molded in a more clear translucent-y plastic, and then it doesn't appear to be painted. None of this appears to be paint, except for maybe these dot pieces. They might actually be some paint, but it looks like maybe the color was injected into the plastic. I don't know exactly how they do this, but I think these effect pieces actually look better than when we've gotten them before. And there's two of these, a left one and a right one, and they both look equally good to me. Your mileage, of course, may vary as always, but I think these look really, really good, and I think they do fit the cartoon aesthetic that the figures are trying to go, you know, to get out. So here we have handy dandy tweezers, help us with some of these smaller parts. She does come with 2 extra hands. Here's like a spread finger, like a casting hand, I guess, even though she didn't cast, as a spark shooting hand in her case. And it does have nice molded details. And even though this is shaped the same way that we get female casting hands in, I think this is, I don't think it's that one. I think it's one that's made for the smaller body, because it does appear to be a little bit smaller. I'm not sure what all, maybe it's a wall crawling hand that came with Spider-Gwen or Ghost Spider, whatever they're calling her now. So, but it does have some nice molded details in it. You see some glove wrinkles there on the hands and fingers and stuff. So a nice addition. Now this, I'm pretty sure, is a new piece. I don't think I've seen this before. Well, I know I haven't seen it before. That's why I think it's a new piece. So it's a cup holding hand, and it does work with her cup, and we'll get to that. And it has nice molded details on in and out hinge. The other hand's in and out hinge, I think. Yeah, it's an in and out hinge as well. And so I think this will work well if you're trying to use this piece with her, which is the cup. And I think this is an appropriate piece for Jubilee, and it does have some nice molded details on it. No logos or anything like that, which I think match up with what they were doing in the show. And you know, most cartoons don't put logos and stuff like that on stuff this small anyway. And let's see, where's the cup hand? And so it works with this hand just fine. Now let's take a look at the figure herself. And it's unmistakably Jubilee. I do like the 97 look to, you know, the head sculpt and the paint and stuff. And I think it looks really nice. Generally, I'm not a big fan of like cel shaded stuff. But in the case of Jubilee's glasses, I think it's appropriate and I think it works well. She's got her little earrings on. And I'm sure they're probably separate pieces, just like the hair is a separate piece. But we've got some paint app going on the rim of the glasses. The glasses are made out of a semi-translucent plastic, it looks like. And then it's got this tampo on it. And then, of course, the inkjet for the face is impeccable. The eyes look great. The lips, the eyebrows. There might even be a little bit of color in the cheeks. And maybe even on the rest of the face. It's hard for me to tell how much of this is actually showing up on the camera, even though I'm looking, you know, at it. So looks like a paint app up here, unless this is a separate piece, and then a paint app for the zipper. The black on the top does not completely match the black on the bottom, so it may be a paint app, and it has a dull look to it. Whereas, you know, the rest of it is all shiny plastic. And I'm sure you can see that in the lights. So she does have a cut in where the chest and the abdomen meet. And of course, these arms are probably from the previous Jubilee. I would think that would be appropriate reuse, or maybe they retooled them because they're pinless now, or maybe they just redid it all together. Same thing with the jacket. I think it's reused, but it may not be. I'm not 100% sure. And I have to say, overall, I like the look. I don't know that I necessarily like the black cat suit for Jubilee. I think she should be much more colorful than this, but, you know, that's just me. So, and then, you know, everything else, you know, it all looks like it's molded in the appropriate color. So from the chest or abdomen cut down, it's all molded in black plastic. Same thing for the hands. The arms are molded in this yellow. And I would just say, you know, it's that yellow pops on the black bodysuit, but I still prefer the older colors, the more, I guess, Robin-esque colors. So let's talk about her articulation real quick, or let's look at her articulation real quick. There's a dumbbell joint at the top of the neck, the base of the head, and she can look up that high, and she can look down that low. She's got some chicken neck. She's got some waggle. She can do the full exorcist. 360 degrees of rotation at the shoulder, and I don't think there's a butterfly. No butterfly in there. So you got that rotation. She can raise her arm up that high, which is past 90 degrees. It's a cut here at the upper bicep for a full 360 degrees of rotation, double hinged, pinless elbow like I mentioned before. Let's see if I can get it all the way. Yep. So you get that much bend with it, so really good. Again, there's that cut where the chest and the abdomen meet, and it's kind of hard to do anything with it with this jacket, but She does get hula. She will rotate 360 degrees. She will crunch forward slightly. It's hard to tell with the jacket again. And then back about that far, and again, it's hard to tell with the jacket. And did I say 360 degrees? Yeah. So she gets that also. The jacket does get in the way a little bit of the hips, but you can move it out of the way. She gives you that much of the splits. She kicks forward that far, which is approximately 90 degrees. And then back, the jacket does get in the way of the articulation, but so does her butt. So there is that. And no, that's not a fat joke or anything like that. It's just the way that the mold is made. So at the upper thigh, there's a cut for a very tight 360 degree rotation. Double hinged pinless knee. And it gives you about that much bend. There is a boot cut, 360 degrees of rotation there, and it's located in the upper shin. And then at the ankle, tilts down that far, tilts up that far, which is a very good range, and a pin for rocker. And so that's very good too. Now, as far as storage or anything like that, she can hold the cup, she can shoot the sparks. Other than that, there's no storage. But that's not really unusual for Marvel Legends. And as far as using the effects or the alternate hands, of course, you just pop the hands that are on the figure off and replace them with the hands you want to use. And that, my friends, does it for a look at the figure and her accessories. It's time for my favorite part of a review, comparisons. And here we have the Marvel Legends Series X-Men 97 Jubilee with the Marvel Legends Series X-Men 97 Wolverine, the Marvel Legends Series X-Men 97 Jean Grey, and the Marvel Legends Series X-Men 97 Cyclops. For our last set of comparisons, here we have the Marvel Legends Series X-Men 97 Jubilee, with from the Marvel Legends series making his cameo appearance, Stan the Man Lee. From G.I. Joe Classified series, the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant Cobra Commander. From Star Wars The Black Series, the Archive Edition 501st Legion Clone Trooper. And for a 7-inch scale comparison, from the Masters of the Universe Masterverse line, the 40th Anniversary He-Man. For final ramblings on the Marvel Legends series X-Men 97 Jubilee, I have to say, overall, I think it's a good figure. I would have liked for the blacks on her costume to match up a little better. Seems like the top is painted and everything else is not. Or maybe they used a matte finish in the plastic. I don't know, but it doesn't match. Part of it's shiny, part of it's not. And it's not horrible, but it's definitely something that could have been done differently, I suppose. Overall, I like this figure. It matches up to the animation like it should. I still think X-Men 97 is the best subline in Marvel Legends currently. Not just because I'm a big X-Men fan, but I think they're doing the characters according to the look of the show very, very well. As far as the character of Jubilee goes, I'd still prefer her original outfit where, the blue shirt and the red shirt and the blue shorts. I still prefer that look on her. I realize the character, even in the comic books, isn't, that tween anymore. and that as she matures, things are going to change, and and that's fine. But to me, like, the Jim Lee version is going to be like the main version for me. That's my opinion. Your mileage, of course, may vary, and that's okay. I do like the effects hands. I think they're done better than the other releases of it. I like the cup accessory. I like that they did give her a hand she could actually hold the cup in. But I think the best part of this figure is the head sculpt. And I know that accessories are getting less in packaging, but I really would have liked to have seen a couple of alternate heads for Jubilee as well. One with the glasses down, one like blowing the bubble gum. Not that I can remember her doing that in the show. It just, that reminds me of Jubilee. But as far as the head that comes with the figure, I think they did a really, really good job on it. And as I stated earlier in the review, I'm usually not a big fan of the cell shading kind of stuff. But on her glasses, I think it works, and that's really the only cell shading on this figure. But I think it really works on that and adds to the overall look of the character and the figure. So if you're an X-Men 97 fan and you've been picking these guys up, then you kind of need Jubilee to complete the team. And so that's what I did. And again, I'm not disappointed in this figure. I think that they did okay with it. The head sculpt and coloring and stuff on that, the deco, is the best part of this figure. And then the accessories I think are really good. The effects hands, the cup holding hand, and I'm sure we'll see that again. If we haven't seen it before, it may have been with the Marvel Legends figure before that I didn't get. So there is that. But overall, I like this. I like the look of it. There are a few little nitpicks that they could have done better, but overall, I think it works, and it'll work with the rest of my X-Men 97 figures. Well, that does it for the review. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. If you are interested in supporting my channel further, I'm now offering memberships at various tiers. Click the join button on my YouTube page, or check this video's description for the link and see if any membership offers are right for you, but only if you are in a position to do so. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you would like to see more content or just help the channel grow, or both. That's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.